Hey everyone, did you hear about the New York Post's newest cartoon? This cartoon, let me show you real quick. That little ditty right there, it shows two police officers having shot the chimp, supposedly the chimp that went wild just a few days ago. And this guy says they'll have to find someone else to write the next stimulus bill. Now, it reminds me very much of an intent. It was in the New York Post. In what the New Yorker did last year with its controversial depiction of our now President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama as a Muslim, a radical Muslim, supposedly, and a black nationalist terrorist doing the fist bump. Now, everybody's come out against this thing. A lot of people have. Al Sharpton has said this is a terrible thing. And, it's been all over the place. And I think both are stupid. But someone else said, and I think CNN trotted on someone who was African-American who basically said, this isn't racist at all. Look, we're dealing with two old media news companies, the New York Post and the New Yorker, which are fighting for newspaper and magazine sales and unique visitors on their websites. And the New Yorker decided, you know what, we're going to go ahead and run this controversial cartoon because we know it's going to get us attention and we'll just apologize for it. Very similarly, the New York Post has said, we're going to run a cartoon we know to be offensive and racist because it's going to get us newspaper sales and unique visitors on our website, increasing our value, and then we're going to either ignore the issue or apologize for it if we have to. See this? See the similarity? This is a new strategy in media, and it basically says we're going to do or use the shock and awe strategy to anger you, but pay attention to us, and then we're going to apologize and you'll forget it. When did this first emerge? From my memory, it emerged during the 2004 Super Bowl. Remember when Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake were doing their dance, and Justin Timberlake basically ripped Janet Jackson's top off, and MTV said, oh, we're sorry. And the NFL said, we didn't know, and everybody forgot about it, and it was essentially swept under the rug. The FCC, of course, didn't forget about it. They issued fines a little bit later. But what happened was that occurred right at the time when the National Football League was renegotiating its contract with the networks. And it was able to prove, it being the National Football League, was able to prove that it was still, in hosting the Super Bowl, a relevant part of American popular culture. So relevant that the conversation regarding the Super Bowl halftime show continued as a part of the American conversation through the entire year of 2004, into the next year, 2005, and we're still talking about it today. Witness what I'm talking to you about now. That is a strategy born of a rush to get eyeballs to focus on the media outlet, the old media outlet, at a time when old media and new media are fighting for your attention. Is it right? No. Was this a heinous act? Yes. Will it happen again? Yes, it will. Yes, it will. I mean, this one that the New York Post put out was terrible, not just because it was racist, but also because it was violent, and it showed a depiction of violence onto an animal that I'm surprised animal rights groups haven't come out against. Where are they? You gotta wonder. But look, the bottom line is that, now, do I think it's offensive? Of course I think it's offensive. I think it's offensive from a different perspective, though. First of all, I don't think of a chimp as being like an African American. In fact, when I was at Cal, I'll never forget it, this guy that I knew once said to me, you know, this guy his name is Damian Simeon. He was talking about Cal wide receiver, and he kept saying, Simeon, don't you get it? And I said, monkeys have long, stringy hair and narrow noses. And then he goes, oh, okay. So my point is that I never looked at it that way. I think it's racist in that the newspaper knew how others would think about it. Look, this is a newspaper that supposedly is careful about its sources, is careful about how its articles are worded, is careful about how you are going to perceive what they write. So this is going to be a careless act on their part? Of course not. It was done intentionally. It was done to get the attention of you so that you would buy the newspaper and visit the website. That's precisely what happened. That's what it was.